We had a really big day for Black Ops Cold War. Treyarch gave us a huge gameplay trailer for the new Outbreak Zombies game mode, releasing alongside Black Ops Cold War's Season 2 this Thursday. We're going to go through what they revealed, new zombie bosses, 2 types of panzers, a Dark Aether Avogadro, new types of Aetherium crystals, going into detail as to what these crystals are, upgrading to the tier 4 and tier 5 abilities. We're going to go in depth into all of the new Outbreak objectives that you could do in this new game mode. I also want to talk about a Ray Gun MK2 being leaked in the files of Black Ops Cold War, and if we could see that Wonder Weapon added to the game in a future DLC. If we can go for 500 likes on the video, that'd be greatly appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you're new for more content like this. I want to let you guys know very quickly, I did a poll over on my community section in the YouTube channel, and I said this: what is your favorite DLC 2 zombies map from past Treyarch games? And Mob of the Dead obviously is winning by an overwhelming majority. If you guys want to vote in this poll and try to maybe sway the vote to get Zitsugu no Shima to win, or if you want to add to Mob of the Dead and make Mob of the Dead 90% of the poll, I'll leave a link to that down below. Up next, we'll do DLC 3, the favorite map, DLC 4, the favorite map. I also need to do the favorite base map from all past Treyarch games, and then in the end, we'll do one final poll with the winners of all of these community polls, and then we'll pick the favorite DLC map of all time, and I'll update you guys in a video when we're doing that poll. Just a mini little game here we're doing on the channel, so definitely participate in that. Link is down below. Treyarch gave us more details on the Aetherium crystals in the game, why they're adding these new Aetherium crystals, and what exactly they're going to be used for. So here they break it down. Raw Aetherium crystals. Requiem agents know this resource well. They are used to upgrade skills for weapon classes, field upgrades, perks, ammo mods through the first 3 tiers of power. And then refined Aetherium crystals, that's new, a more matured crystal structure, a greater energy source used to upgrade skills to tier 4. And then flawless Aetherium crystals, this is the highest maturity an Aetherium crystal can reach. This incredibly powerful resource is used to upgrade skills to tier 5. Pretty much all of the current Aetherium crystals you guys have right now, they're only good for the first 3 tiers of any of the skills in this game. And if you have upgraded all of your stuff in the game and you have leftover raw Aetherium crystals, you will not be able to use these Aetherium crystals unless they add a new perk to the game, and then you could upgrade that new perk to the first 3 tiers of that perk, or a new field upgrade, which they will add new field upgrades and new perks later on down the line in this game, so don't worry about that. You'll still be able to use those raw Aetherium crystals, but for tier 4 and tier 5, you need these separate, more rare, refined, and flawless Aetherium crystals. And they do confirm that you could get these refined and flawless Aetherium crystals in Outbreak, but also by normally playing Firebase Z and D Machina. So it's not an Outbreak specific thing. It's just going to be more rare to get these crystals. And obviously, the higher the rounds you get, the more chance you have of getting these refined and flawless crystals. But if you play long enough, I'm pretty sure the game will eventually just give them to you. It just seems like it's going to take a lot longer to get to tier 5 than it has to get to tier 3 with a lot of these skills in the game. Treyarch also said to learn more about every tier 4 and 5 upgrade coming to zombies as a part of season 2, check out our guide on it later this week. So they're going to be giving us a new blog post about these tier 4 and tier 5 upgrades, I guess showcasing all of the upgrades that we're going to get. So that's going to be super cool to see how these perks are going to look with tier 4 and tier 5 upgrades. In my video last night, we talked about a bunch of the tier 4 and tier 5 upgrades leaked for Juggernog, Speed Cola, Stamina Up, Ring of Fire. If you guys want to check that video out, go through some of the leaks. The link to that video will be down in the description below. But, you know, we're going to get some more information on that very, very soon, probably Wednesday or Thursday at launch. Now, let's go through some of the objectives in the game. Actually, before we go through the objectives, I want to look at this really quickly. I don't have much to say on this, but there was a Dark Aether Avogadro found in the trailer for Black Ops Cold War Zombies Outbreak. I mean, I don't know what this means. It could be very, very simple. It could just be a cool new boss that's harnessing the Dark Aether energy, and they're using the Avogadro again. The Avogadro was actually found in the code for Black Ops Cold War a while ago, and I was wondering, what are they going to use the Avogadro for? I mean, obviously, I would rather it be for a Transit remake, and I thought maybe, you know, Transit remake teased here, but it looks like they're using it for this Outbreak game mode. Super, super cool. I wonder if there's any sort of storyline implication for the Avogadro being here, or if it's just as simple as the Avogadro's here, he came from the Dark Aether mutates all old bosses, and that's that. So let me know what you guys think about that down below. Regardless, if it doesn't mean anything, I just think it's super cool that they have it in here anyway. And we also have two different types of Panzer Soldats in the game. There probably isn't any real significance between any of them, unless in the intel we see some new information that these two different types of Panzers really are different, and they're going to impact what we're doing in the next couple of maps for Black Ops Cold War Zombies. Who knows? But super cool to see them there regardless. Now let's go through some of the new objectives that we have to do in this Outbreak game mode. Defend. As a part of Requiem's research on the Dark Aether, they are curious about the genetic code on the infected. With numerous tests failing due to teams being killed or incomplete samples from the agents who submitted them, your task is to claim a fully intact sample, place it in a device to study, and defend the machine while it uploads the data. Depending on the location of this device, numerous strategies for keeping the device online can be effective, like using vehicles in outdoor locations or mid-range weapons for busier locales. No matter where the device is, the usually scattered hordes of the undead will undoubtedly funnel in towards the scanning machine, making close quarters weapons and placeable equipment or support items solid choices for defending it. And then another objective here is escort. Requiem recently developed a fleet of highly advanced yet highly vulnerable rovers to help them detect dimensional portals into the Dark Aether. Your mission is to ensure this rover with its captured specimen finds this dimensional portal somewhere in the Outbreak zone and gets through it in one piece. For this experiment, it's wise to remember back to your security detail training, keep the principal, the rover, at center, move as one unit, and shift to deal with threats as they come. Another possible objective is to retrieve. Somewhere in the Outbreak zone, there are two ether harvesting units that have been gathering raw Aetherium from the atmosphere and growing Aetherium crystals inside its containment canisters. These Aetherium canisters need to be extracted to a safe location quickly. Fortunately, a nearby set of rockets can carry them away from harm. For this experiment, agents need to carry these canisters to the rockets manually for extraction. Due to their size, they will be unable to use any of their weapons or equipment and will be rendered slower than usual. However, while carrying the Aetherium canister, your normal field upgrade is replaced with a very powerful one which can emit a small burst of ether energy that knocks down nearby zombies. Helpful in a pinch if other operators cannot pick them off. We also have Eliminate here. Using a GPS satellite tracker, Requiem can pinpoint the exact location of HVTs, which are high-value targets across dimensions. For this experiment, this tracker is used to find delete enemies who will phase into existence after their position is compromised. Here, agents will have to make strategic decisions, dodge the HVT long enough to clear the ensuing wave of enemies, or deal enough damage to the HVT to force it to move to the next wave of the fight, which will wipe out the remaining wave. Last one here, we have Holdout. A massive unstable ether crystal is emitting alarming amounts of dark ether energy to a point where some researchers reported hearing voices as they approached it. Due to its chaotic nature, destruction is the only option on the table. Although attempting to do so will send agents into the Dark Aether itself, where they must hold out against any undead threats until the explosives are triggered. This experiment will be the most familiar to veteran Requiem agents, as zombies will flow into the confined space where windows can be boarded up for temporary protection. Use your training to survive for as long as the timer states, and use power-ups and boarding up windows to maximize your chances of holding out. As Outbreak continues to grow, expect to find more types of investigations to complete throughout the Ural Mountains. And then the final thing here, once you do your objectives in the game, you have an option, the beacon, to exfil or not to exfil. After successfully completing an experiment, all agents must move to a mysterious beacon marked somewhere within the region. Just like getting to the objective itself, there is no linear path to the beacon, but the roaming hordes may make some routes more viable than others. Once the beacon is activated, several useful machines will appear. These include a crafting table for creating equipment and support items, an arsenal for armor and upgrading weapons, as well as a Der Wunderfizz machine, and also dispenses different perks, a pack punch machine, different stuff like that. Agents are encouraged to use their resources at these stations before making an essential choice. Call in the exfil from the Outbreak zone, or take a trip through a dimensional portal to a new region somewhere else in the Ural Mountains. Taking the first choice, exfil works how it does in the normal round-based zombies game modes. You fight the zombies, you clear out the hordes, and you get into the helicopter. However, if you take the portal, your squad will begin a new, more challenging mission, traveling to the next Outbreak region to survive against even more dangerous odds. Each trip through the portal amplifies your potential rewards, but also increases the lethality of the awaiting undead horde, and all rewards are saved after every objective is completed. So super cool there, and I'm assuming we're also going to see a lot more objectives here that they didn't go in depth into, and maybe we'll see new objectives added to Outbreak as the seasons go on for Black Ops Cold War Zombies. Now let's talk about the Ray Gun Mark II found in the files of Black Ops Cold War Zombies. Cold War Leaks tweets out leaked Ray Gun Mark II. I'm not going to show the image obviously because this is in-game files, leaked information. I'm not going to show it up on screen, but pretty much it's the blue Ray Gun Mark II, or at least it looks like what the blue Ray Gun Mark II was back in Alpha Omega for Black Ops 4 Zombies. And this is actually really interesting because there have been several times where there have been assets found in Black Ops Cold War Zombies that we thought were just random assets, but ended up being something interesting, something unique, something that we actually see in the game. Tombstone, when that was first leaked out in the files for this game, we thought there's no way Tombstone is going to be returning to Cold War Zombies. That's just some weird reused asset, but we have Tombstone in the game. The Ray Rifle, we thought there was no way, it was cut content, but the Ray Rifle turned out to be the Ray K wonder weapon in Firebase Z. So this could be a reused asset from Black Ops 4, maybe assisting in the development of the Ray K, but that's what the Ray Rifle code was for. So it's actually really cool to see, you know, why is this actually in the game, and could we really see the Ray Gun Mark II or the Elemental Ray Gun Mark IIs coming to Cold War Zombies, and could we even see it in the Outbreak game mode? Especially what we saw back in Alpha Omega was super cool. Alpha Omega, they had 4 different Elemental Ray Gun Mark IIs. You had the Brain Rot, Cryo Freeze, Firebomb, and Kilowatt Ray Gun Mark IIs back in that map. Super cool. I would love for these to be in Cold War Zombies, just from a fan perspective. Those weapons are so insanely cool, and usually if you look at a normal zombie map in recent years at least, we would have every zombie map a normal ray gun, and with the introduction of Buried, a Ray Gun Mark II. Every zombie map you would be able to get the normal ray gun and the Ray Gun Mark II. Firebase Z has neither. You can't get the normal ray gun and you can't get the Ray Gun Mark II. It's so weird for zombies. That was always the standard. And again, I would love to see that come into the game. So I would at least want them to add the normal Ray Gun Mark II as one of the main wonder weapons into the game. If you guys didn't know, when Buried came out, DLC 3 for Black Ops 2 Zombies, they introduced the Ray Gun Mark II. And once Buried came out, the Ray Gun Mark II was now available on all of the prior zombie maps. So what they could do here with Cold War Zombies is that in a future DLC season, they could add the Ray Gun Mark II, and just like they did with Buried, make the Ray Gun Mark II available in the mystery box for all of the prior zombie maps. I think that could be a super good plan, super simple there, and it would make a lot of people happy. Now, for Outbreak, I feel like there's even more of a chance we could see this in Outbreak, because think about what Outbreak is. From the trailer, you could see it's all different zombie assets brought into one game mode. You have the Die Shockwave, the Ray K Wonder Weapon, Panzers, Dark Aether Avogadros, Mimics, Manglers, all different boss zombies, Hellhounds, Plague Hounds, all different stuff brought together into one game mode. I could easily see a bunch of the older wonder weapons brought back into the game. I could see them adding the ray gun, maybe even the Ray Gun Mark II, maybe just the origin staffs. I mean, if they want to make this into a real standalone zombies, open world zombies experience that they continue to support, and it really does look like they can make this the new, you know, zombies version of Warzone. They could eventually make this free to play. They could constantly update it, add new Outbreak objectives, add new Outbreak map locations. They could do so much to this mode, and I could easily see the Ray Gun Mark IIs, other old wonder weapons, zombie bosses, etc., all being added to this one open world zombies experience. So Let me know what you guys think about that down below. I think it's a super cool idea, and I really think we can see it come to the game at some point. And that's pretty much it here for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a comment down below, zombies, if you watched the entire video. It is greatly appreciated. Shout out to the YouTube channel members as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out, guys.